Welcome to a new episode of Inside the Economist's Mind. This is part of our new series, Career Conversations, where we explore the paths, challenges, and opportunities in the world of economics careers. Today, we're focusing on a skill that, well, it might not grab headlines, but it consistently comes up when you talk to successful economists. Attention to detail. You could almost think of it as the unsung hero of economic analysis.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In a field really built on interpreting data, forecasting trends, the ability to be meticulous isn't just about neatness, is it? It's really about the reliability, the core reliability of our insights. We're talking about a level of precision where, a seemingly small oversight can have pretty significant ripple effects.
Okay, so let's unpack why this is so fundamental then. You see countless numbers thrown around in economic reports, GDP figures, unemployment rates, inflation metrics. It's easy for those to become just, well, abstract figures. But our sources really highlight that if the initial data isn't accurate, anything built on top of it is inherently suspect. It's kind of like building a skyscraper on shaky foundations, isn't it?
That's a powerful analogy, and it's spot on. Economists use data to paint a picture of how economies function, right? So if the colors on that palette are wrong, the final image will be misleading, and that can lead to flawed policy recommendations or misguided business strategies. Think about it. A misplaced decimal point, just for instance, can translate into billions, literally billions of dollars in miscalculated economic activity.
And it's not just about the raw data itself, the numbers. Economists employ some really sophisticated analytical methods, statistical models, econometric techniques to make sense of it all. But even the most advanced tools are only as good as the care taken in their application.
Exactly. The elegance of an economic model, its mathematical beauty, can be completely undermined by a sloppy application of its sort of underlying principles or just misinterpreting the outputs. Attention to detail ensures the integrity of the whole analytical process. From picking the right method to rigorously testing assumptions. You need to be constantly asking, have I accounted for all the nuances here?
Right. It strikes me, too, that beyond just getting the analysis right for ourselves, economists also have a real responsibility to communicate findings clearly, and that's to a wide audience. Policymakers, business leaders, sometimes the general public. That requires real precision in language, in presentation.
Absolutely. Clarity in communication, well, it transforms complex analysis into actionable intelligence. That's the goal. If a report is, say, riddled with ambiguities or inconsistencies, its impact is just significantly diminished. It won't land. Policymakers need to grasp the implications without getting lost in jargon or, vague statements. Attention to detail and how we articulate our findings is absolutely crucial for them to make informed decisions.
Okay, to really illustrate this, our sources give us a couple of pretty compelling real-world examples where this meticulousness really made a tangible difference. The first one involves preparing a quarterly economic report. I think it was at the Department of Economic Development. Just imagine the sheer volume of information involved there.
Precisely. Yeah, that scenario really underscores the challenge of working with these vast data sets. Employment figures, GDP growth, inflation trends. It's a lot. And the task wasn't simply to compile numbers. It was about extracting meaningful insights, commentary that would actually inform policy.
What stood out was the sort of proactive approach taken.
Yeah.
Meticulous cross-verification of data from multiple sources, plus implementing a rigorous checklist system, right through the analysis and the writing process.
It's almost like a detective, isn't it? Double-checking every alibi, every piece of evidence,
Yeah.
really thorough, and the result. A timely report praised specifically for its precision and clarity, and it played a crucial role, apparently, in shaping the economic policies adopted in the subsequent quarter. It really highlights how that painstaking attention at the granular level translates into, well, significant real-world impact. And the second example is interesting, too. It's a cost-benefit analysis of proposed tax reforms. This was at the National Economic Research Institute. This one delves more into the complexity of economic modeling itself. Here, the team had to build these quite intricate models, carefully define numerous variables, and crucially, ensure the underlying assumptions were robust. They had to hold up.
And one key aspect you mentioned was the use of sensitivity analyses, which is basically what stress testing the model, tweaking different assumptions to see how the outcomes might change. That level of thoroughness seems vital for understanding the full picture, the full spectrum of potential consequences.
It is. It's absolutely vital. By meticulously exploring different scenarios, understanding how sensitive their findings were to various factors, the economists could provide policymakers with a much more comprehensive picture and a more reliable understanding of the potential impacts of those tax reforms. The credibility of their findings and therefore their influence on decision-making, was directly tied to this detailed, careful approach.
So what's fascinating here, I think, is how these examples really underscore that attention to detail isn't just about avoiding mistakes, though that's part of it. It's really a fundamental driver of the credibility and ultimately the usefulness of economic analysis. If the underlying work isn't meticulous, isn't solid, the insights, no matter how innovative they might seem, are just less likely to be trusted or acted upon.
That's the crux of it, really. In economics, your reputation rests squarely on the accuracy and rigor of your work. Attention to detail is, well, it's the bedrock of that reputation. It signals a commitment to thoroughness, to precision, which are, frankly, non-negotiable in this field.
So for you listening, especially if you're thinking about a career in economics, this isn't just about, say, acing your econometrics exams. Important, yes, but it's broader. It's about cultivating a mindset, a habit that values precision in every single aspect of your work, from data entry right through to the presentation slides. It's about recognizing that all those small details collectively build the bigger, reliable picture.
And this raises a really interesting question for the future, doesn't it? With the ever-increasing volume and complexity, the sheer sophistication of economic data and analytical tools, how will the demands for attention to detail evolve? It seems pretty likely that this foundational skill will only become more critical, more valuable as the field continues to advance.
That's a powerful thought to leave you with. Consider how the sheer scale and complexity of future economic data will likely amplify the importance of that meticulous eye, that careful approach. What new challenges and indeed what new opportunities might this present for those embarking on a career in economics? Definitely something to keep in mind. Thanks for diving deep with us today.